Welcome to Queen's Podcast, Season 2. Yay! Alright, ladies and gentlemen. In this season, we'll discuss topics including social media, egos, and much, much more. In this podcast, we will discuss social issues, mental health, and self-improvement within the Black community regarding Black women, teens, and young children. Please follow all of my social media platforms at Queen's Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Also, I have a Patreon that you can also follow and become a Queen member. Thank you so much for listening. Hello. Welcome, everyone, to my podcast episode. Okay. Give me a minute for me to work through this. This thing wanna act a trip. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Queen's Podcast by Queen Ramaya, and this is season 2 of a new episode. This is called Social Media Egos, and we are waiting for our guest to appear. Can you guys hear me clearly? How is everyone today on this hot, sunny day? Alright, give us one more minute. She will appear soon. Alright, here she goes. Hello.
How are you?
Can you hear me clearly?
It's a little delay in it.
Oh, I'm sorry. How about now?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. How are you doing today?
I am good. How are you? Excited. You know, I love to do this. Love to do it.
Me too. I'm happy. So happy.
Ache.
Give me one moment. Okay. Are you ready for this interview?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You know, this is one
All
of
right.
my favorite topics.
Ooh, this will be quite interesting.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We're going to keep it all the way 1,000. All the way 1,000.
As we should. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Queen's podcast that you're listening to, and this is season 2 of the first episode of this podcast. And in this episode, we'll be discussing topics on how social media has impacted this generation, and they have caused a huge impact on the community, as well as violence and stuff and such like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, and how it has impacted relationships and friendships, and you know, real stuff
That
like
one.
that.
That one.
Exactly. And also how social media has impacted us individually with our mental health and our emotional health.
Right. Big topic. Big topic to discuss. I got a lot of notes for that one.
Ooh. Well, let's begin, shall we?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, what do you think overall the use of the social media platforms, and what are the pros and cons of using it?
I think your intent is important when we're using using social media. You know, the fact that we have Google gives us lots of information. It's amazing. You know, growing up in the 70s and the 80s, we had encyclopedias, so we had access to directly what they gave us. So when the internet and social media came along, whole lot more access. So, you know, we could learn different things about just topics all over the world. And that's a good thing. Now, when they added social media, you have to remember that Facebook was created for college students. It was supposed to be a means for them to, you know, reconnect with each other. And then when they found out, you know, how good it would be to, you know, incorporate all these other things to get ads, just let everybody else come in. And this is where the nightmare started. And then we came on with Twitter, and then we came on with, you know, Instagram, and just a whole bunch of social media platforms that are amazing. However, when you are not engaging with emotional awareness and truth, that's why a problem comes in. The cyberbullying. I mean, that's the cons of it. And unfortunately, I think we find ourselves at a point where it's doing more negative damage than it is positive.
Exactly, especially with the social media, you know, cyberbullying stuff going on, and has created a terrible effect with the suicide rise and rates and stuff, especially with our community.
Exactly. And that's where that emotional awareness piece is important. I have notes also about, you know, the traumas that come along with it. And that was one of the traumas, the social bullying. And like I say, if you're not emotionally aware and aren't able to engage in social media with intent, you're going to have a whole lot of problems.
A lot.
Look at my sister. Hey, LJ. Hi, Keita. Let me shout out Unique Beads right quick. And that's another good thing about social media. You are able to do a lot of networking. We have found some amazing people, entrepreneurs. You know, I'm big on nation building. So we work together and connect. And like I say, that's a good thing. The clients that I have, I found my clients through networking and social media. My godchildren, shout out to them. You know, I was able to connect with them. You know, they're in Texas, Arkansas, Florida, North Carolina. You know, I'm in Virginia. So it's given me a lot of access to do so many things. So that's the beautiful side of it.
How has your life been between the first part of you being in North Carolina versus now in Virginia?
Queen, the truth of it is, I would never go back to North Carolina. I would never go back. My god sisters, who also, are the business entrepreneurs for Unique Beads, they live there. If I'm visiting North Carolina, that's fine, but I'm always happy to come back to Virginia. It was during the time of my life where I needed to take a step. Our whole part of being alive is evolution and elevation. So in order to do that, you got to take risks sometimes. So I completely overstand myself and my strength, and it helped me overcome the fear of going places. Mm-hmm.
Overcome the fear of traveling.
Right. And even just stepping out and doing something different. This was totally different for me. I didn't realize how big Virginia is. And then when I started to, just be thankful that I was in a different place, a safe mental health space, actually. Virginia's close to the mountains. Virginia's close to the beach. We got lakes, rivers. It's perfect for me. Hi, General Mealy. How are you, love? Thank you for joining.
Thank you for joining this podcast, you guys. All right, and here's another touchy topic that also connects with this topic that we're discussing today in this episode. Especially now when you see on the news a lot of gun violence, lives taken. Do you think social media was the cause of the gun violence? If so,
I think it was.
And why?
I don't think it is the cause. I think it has caused more corruption. I think it has elevated those levels of crimes, because when you look at violence, we've always had violence. And in General Mealy is one of my comrades. And in things that we're doing right now, I'm not going to say that you shouldn't have guns. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying, however, is that you should be trained, in artillery and be able to function mentally to know that this is for protection in, danger right then, imminent danger. And now when I say imminent, I mean on the spot, something's going to happen to me or something's going to happen to my family.
Right.
As far as the social media piece, back to cyberbullying. It's allowed people who want to put up this facade, we were talking about that too, that they are so street smart and so tough, and that's not so. With my affiliations, and I still have those affiliations, Big B's always, that was not how we operated. We were a family. When people went to prison or jail, we were responsible for taking care of their family. I mean, all the way down to taking the kids to get haircuts, taking care of grandma, all kinds of stuff. It was not for violence against another person or another set of people. And now they have just gotten so reckless. You come online with guns and money and just all kind of shit, as Mother Ayan Laban's aunt would say, all kind of shenanigans, and they're watching. They got certain emojis now that they pay attention to on Twitter, and they know that that's attached to the bullying. So if you're not mentally aware and you're not mentally stable, someone threatens you, the minute you see them, you're gonna shoot, because that's what you want to do anyway. And then you got a crowd of people looking. I watched the whole episode about it on Hulu, and it's getting worse. So, with that being said, and also then you got the dark web. These people are finding out ways to have access to guns. And it's just, it's a mess. It really is.
Wow. I never know none of that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. They are really able to make, more threats. Me, I'm
right.
Until you in my face and we there, baby, you can talk all you want to, but if you have self
people don't use this no more,
worthy of yourself, then you out here trying to fight because somebody said something about your mama. I mean, it's crazy,
for real. And another thing, have any of your relationships and or friendships have ended or short-lived due to the media?
Oh, yes.
How did it make you feel?
Yes. In my journey, my spiritual journey, it taught me a lot. I feel like that Facebook and other social media platforms are a psychological and sociological playground. You learn to pick up people's patterns. Like with the facades, you scrolling through and that is not how you live it. And and then the other side of that, if you're single, and I'm gonna be accountable. I'm being a single person, and you scroll through and you see somebody and it's like, how this heifer get a man? And it's just, and then with me, having clients, of course, confidentiality is big. My reputation precedes me about confidentiality. However, I know what's really going on, and then I'm looking at you post all this foolishness. It gives people the right to be, kings and queens of denial. Let's really take a look at what's going on. And as far as my relationships, I absolutely have. I've had friendships where people spent too much time on Facebook. When I'm on the phone with you, I expect to be building. That is my mindset right now, because we are at war. We're at war, and your mind better be on building your tribe, making sure that you are prepared for whatever comes down the road. All this other stuff is secondary. The nation building piece. I sit and watch people tear people down. They have other businesses. Baby, that's not going to encourage people to come and spend with you. So, it's just the corruption of how people express themselves is really terrible. And for me, as I started out saying, with my spiritual journey, I realized that I had to check myself. I realized that I had to check my ego and understand that my life is not their life. And, in love, if I know the person, I can talk to them. Other than that, you just have to let it be. You let it ride. I say, as far as responses and comments and stuff, if it don't apply, let it fly. But some people just can't do that. They just got to make a comment, and it goes on and on and on and on. And I had one situation where I separated from some people that I had been associated with, and they proceeded to, almost irritate, just posting pictures together. And, I know, being intuitive, I know that was just to say, yeah, yeah, helpful. We done gone on and we together and we kicking it. Baby, I don't care. Godspeed. Go with God expeditiously and gracefully. You know what I mean? But it took me a while to get to that, because accountability, it made me angry. But me being, mentally aware of where I needed to be, I could move past it. But imagine how many people don't.
It caused a lot of strain.
Yes, a lot of
stress.
A lot of stress. And actually on Facebook, I was scrolling the other day, and I saw an attorney's office that only handled cases where people had committed suicide from cyberbullying. People stop eating. People will hold themselves in their room. They go into a deep depression. And then you have people that are rageful. You've seen all kinds of stuff on social media. We've seen people commit suicide. We've seen people be shot. That's traumatic. It is traumatic. And the amazing part about it is you have some people that will seek out those videos. And you got to take a long look at yourself and figure out why you want to see misery. Misery.
Right. It's crazy.
It is. It really is.
Because for me personally, I have been through that situation where the media, I take accountability as well, that I have caused some of, the strain. But later on in the how can you say, what's that word? Lord, I can't remember no words no more. In the outrun.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Okay, long run. Mm-hmm.
Long run, that's the word. I have realized that they were still, immature,
And
that they had and they had a long way to go to like really heal what they really got going on, that I've opened
exactly
a box,
and that
they're currently going through.
That comes with really understanding that what people do to you and what people say about you, that has everything to do with them and nothing to do with you. You know, you have to keep moving. You have to keep pushing. Your mindset is your grind set. And I will not allow anybody to stop me, because I'm the only one that can stop me. So, you know, if you're constantly on these social media platforms and then you find yourself comparing yourself to other people, that's a problem. It's time for you to take a break.
Yep. So true. And let's see. Have you ever sat back and said, I know she and he don't even act like this in real life, but puts on a facade behind the cameras?
Yes, well, you know, like I said, this social media is a place for the king and queens of denial. You know, you can be anybody you want to be. The show Catfish has over 13 seasons, you know, of people engaging in different things. So it's just, again, your mental health and being aware of what's going on. Some shit you just can't care about. You know, you're going to see people doing that. And you have one person in particular, I know, and she's really, really big on social media. You know, I'm not messy, no bochiche. However, got a following. And I know her in real life. And just the way she's portraying herself, it's nothing like that. And I'm just surprised at some like really heavy hitters in the spiritual community that are following her. That is the biggest one that I had seen. And that is the biggest problem that I have. You know, right now, everything is trendy spirituality. And we find these people and we don't do fact checks. See, the thing about me and my client, you can see the growth. You know, my purpose in what I do is not to make money. The money is empowering. You know, the word says money answereth all things. However, you know, I'm doing this to do my part in nation building. I understand that emotional awareness is very, very, very important. So the proof is in the pudding. When you look at some of these spiritualists and they just always giving out spells and always doing tarot readings, Mama Adreno, shout out to her, Ifa Abeyo, you know, she talks about how, you know, some of these tarot readers, it's the first of the month or the end of the month. They need to pay bills and stuff, so you're going to see them more often. That kind of stuff is terrible, you know, and these are the facades that they're putting up like they really know what they're talking about. So I tell people, always ask if someone is in an Orisha practice, you know, Santeria, Regla de Ocha, Lukumi, Condomble, Palomayombe. It's so many. You need to fact check and find out who their godparents are. You need to find out, as we say in the tradition, whose feet that they've set, you know, set beyond, set under. And learn and research and find out what they know, you know, find out if they know what they're talking about. Because the one thing with the Orisha practice that we've got to understand, first of all, the Orisha are not going to talk to you through tarot cards. That's dead. Cross that out. You're welcome. It's so much shenanigans. And when you receive your crowning or you receive your ocha, you belong to a lineage of that deity. So it's not cool to be like, okay, I like yellow, my friend, and Oshun is the most exploited Orisha that there is. You know, if they like yellow or they need a love spell or da 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 da, you know what? Even though I'm initiated, when I give offering to her, all I'm really at liberty to say is, you know, I give honor to the spirit of the river. But you got people telling you, oh, go to Oshun and give her an orange and give her all this stuff. No, baby, that's not proper. You got to honor your Egun first. And I didn't mean to go off into this, but it's important because I want people to understand, like you say, this is a big facade that we see in the spiritual community. You make sure that they are credible. You have to. Because if you end up doing something that is outside of your destiny, damage it.
Especially now, since they turned everything to a trend nowadays, when it's really, in reality, it's a closed practice.
Right. And it's really, I find it very disrespectful. It's very, very disrespectful. You know, I go back and we have to remember to give honor, you know, to our Eguns. And when I say Eguns, I mean those people that are directly related to you. That's your mother, father, their grandparents, their mother and father. You understand? Your direct bloodline, and you are to honor them first. You got to honor them first before you move on to anything else. And with that being said, there are certain traditions that belong to you, and there are certain orisha that belong to you. All of us are not supposed to receive ocha in this tradition. So if you got people selling you a crown, that's not right. It's not where you're supposed to be. Believe it or not, there are some people that get readings and it tells them they're supposed to stay in church. Hey, Jews, they are supposed to be in church. That's where they're supposed to be. And this is why we have to take these readings and stuff so seriously.
Right. Because I've been seeing personally, like, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, I said watch for the facades. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I see personally, like, went to this person right here I saw online and she gave me this type of spell, and then later on I'm observing, like, okay, the next day talking about you're going through something like really terrible in your love life, that he no longer like dealing with you like that,
right? And see,
or why, yeah,
with these love spells, they're the only love spell, baby, is desire. He or she has to desire you. And see, what we end up doing is, you're already having low self-esteem because you want to attach yourself to something. And this is what I can't understand. We fought all these years, still fighting all these years for slavery, but you want to own somebody. No sugar. No sugar. So you got all these emotions, and then you go and do the spell to bring him closer to you, and he still don't want you. You are bringing in, energy, bad energy to yourself. And, in this tradition, there are stories of people that have bound other people to them, and something terrible happens because the person don't know why they can't leave this person alone, and they hate them. And they hate them. Yeah. And that tragedy. There was one story of a lady that wanted to do a love spell on her husband because he wouldn't stay at home. And so she went to a root worker and had some work done. And come to find out, the reason why he was coming late and not really coming home like that, he was out in the strip club beating on women. So now you reversed it. And so now he's at home whooping your behind. And she literally had to, get away, go to a safe house. But look what you've done. Intent and motive. Intent and motive. If somebody wants you, baby, they're going to stay right there. If they don't, kick rocks with socks. Kick rocks without socks. You got to be done with it. But the facades make you think that, they are so powerful and they can just get all of it done. You are responsible for your frequency. People can do work for you, a babalao, a real orientate. However, anything that you do for yourself, it is your frequency. And you better know what you're doing. We speak, we don't open doors that we can't close, and we don't create storms and cry about the rain. And social media has made it so easy for people to just want these spiritual traditions. And they're not doing it the right way.
Right. Seen too many of that. All right. How have the media interfered with your mental health? Were there times when you just didn't want to go back on there at all?
Yes. And in fact, I do take social media breaks. Even if it's 2 or 3 days. It's sometimes you just have to unplug, get to yourself, and go through your shit. I mean, when you are scrolling and engaging, you're really not. You're paying attention and you're picking up on whatever frequency they're sending out. And, as far as the mental health is concerned, it saddens me deeply. It saddens me deeply that there are people that will come online and just dog people. Some movements came from social media. You got the cancel culture where if something go wrong or you say something wrong, they get rid of you, a whole group of people. A long time ago, that didn't happen. You in school, you're already a loner. You stay to yourself. You're empathic. You're feeling everybody's energy around you. And then you go online and you got millions of people throwing negativity at you. That's not going to work. It's just not going to work. And as far as your mental health is concerned, we already know you can go into depression or you can go into suicide. And then the flip side of that, you got people that go in rage, become enraged. We've seen where people have been in car chases and stuff on Facebook, and it's ended tragically. So it's really about awareness, and we really need to get to a point where we use it intentionally. Use it for what it's for. Use it for networking, connecting with friends or family. One of my biggest pet peeve that makes me sad. And I can speak on this because I experienced this. You know, we should not find out about the passing of our loved ones on social media. That's not the place. You know, people find out that someone is transitioned. First thing they want to do, rest in peace, you know, big home. Rest in peace, da 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 da. And the family has not even been contacted. That's crazy.
Wow.
That is crazy. That saddens me. The other social piece, you were able to reach out to people that you know, that may be a part of your family. A long time ago, you know, we didn't find out about siblings or outside relationships or other things until we got to that funeral. Now, everything is on social media. You got people trying to find you. Trauma. It's just trauma. And then, you know, you have some people that get together in a clique, they trauma bond, and then they start to bully. So it's emotional awareness, knowing when you need these breaks, taking the breaks seriously, unplugging from everything and using it with intent.
That's all. And if you can turn back time, what would you change about the generation?
Oh, you ready for this one?
Yes.
Respect. Respect for our elders is what is missing. Again, in the spiritual community, hey boo, there go my ex-husband. Come on now. Hey Rob. Respect for our elders. In spirituality, that's the first thing that we need, is to remember, you know, our grandmothers, our grandfathers, our mothers and fathers, if they have transitioned. In our tradition, we have a saying, a bye bye to new, which gives honor to those people. And in honoring them, that is respect. Now, on the flip side of that, me being a child of SU, I'm always looking at perspective. On the flip side of that, elders have to be more compromising. You know, it's a thing where we have to work together, and, you know, our elders don't like to pass the baton. So, you know, I find myself a mediator. I'm always listening to young people. And as a teacher, you got to remember, you got to always be a student. You're always going to be learning things different ways. The other thing is respect for people's identity. You are who you are. Accept who you are. Walk into who you are. If people don't like the way you are, they don't have to be on your page. If people don't like the way you are, use the damn block button. You know, it's no excuse to, you know, bully and engage in things, words that make people not be self-assured. Okay, so you have to know who you are. Flip side of that, you have to accept the way I feel about you. You can't make me change how I feel about you. If I like chocolate ice cream, I'm not going to eat vanilla. Don't sit and badger me till I eat vanilla. Now, with that self-identity piece, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to keep it 1,000. Please don't push the pronoun thing. Don't push the pronoun thing. I'm going to Salem College one time, had a confrontation with a young lady. You know, I used the wrong pronoun. I called her a her, and she wanted me to call her him. No, ma'am. You were born with breast and a vagina. You are a her. Now, if you choose to be a him, that is your business. But what we not going to do is get upset when I call you a pronoun, and this is the pronoun that I have been socialized to use. No. I'm allowing you to live your life, but don't tread on it. And that works both ways. So that's one of the other things that I would change. And that goes back to respect as well. You know, we all have choices. We have choices. And, you know, Demi always said, make good choices. Don't let your choices make you. And that's essentially what you do every time you log on. And just turn it back to hands of time. That's exactly what I would do. Just for respect, because a lot of the problems that we have, especially now with social media, is the disrespect. And there are some people that are emotionally aware enough to handle that. And then there are people that just go start raving mad. And that's where the problem comes in. But we all have to be accountable for ourselves.
That's it. Well, I would like to thank you so much for being a part of this episode.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it. I really did.
Me too. Until next time, you guys, this is Queen's Podcast with Queen Ramaya, and this is Michi. Would that be okay?
Ache, yes, of course. I have many names: mother, auntie, mother, boo, all of that. I'll take it, long as it's in love.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you all for listening. Have a blessed day or night wherever you are.
Peace and power.
Peace.